Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 25. It is Friday morning, and I am just leaving home. Darn cold outside. Air temperature minus 6 degrees outside. No wind, so with the wind chill, still minus 6 degrees. And I am just leaving home. It's cold, it's early. Looks like clear skies today. Which means it's going to stay cold longer because none of the heat's going to be kept in by the clouds. So it's going to be one of those days, man. And I left home a few minutes ago. My windshield was defrosted. I turned down the defroster so that you can hear me. And I've been recording for less than a minute, and it's starting to freeze up again. So I put that back up a little bit. And yeah, it is cold. The mirror is frozen. All the windows are fogged up, frozen. I actually considered not going anywhere today, maybe staying local, mainly for multiple reasons. Number one, had a bad day yesterday, had a bad attitude yesterday, and from the beginning, I felt like I was going to lose. And I don't know. Did I do it on purpose? Did I make it happen? I don't know. But I was pretty upset about it. And had incredibly bad variance. Everyone at the table had incredibly bad variance. Nobody left the table with any money. Then I went home. And I had mentioned to you guys about what happened with the silver market. It had reached 121, and then they crashed it down to 106. It recovered back to about 117, 118, and again last night down to 95. And it's just been a heck of a roller coaster. Basically, just from the top yesterday to the bottom last night, I lost about $35,000. That's the kind of move that it made. Big moves on the market. Obviously, manipulation. If you look around the world, silver prices are still where they were yesterday. Gold prices are still where they were yesterday. And this is a coordinated attack, and they're trying to keep the price suppressed. And it's hard to keep your chin up with that because we don't really understand. Right now in China, it's still $123. So it did go down a little bit from yesterday, but it's still about $23 above what it is in the U.S. So, also last night I couldn't sleep. My mind was busy, and I did stuff for the office, watched some videos, did some more work, did some other stuff. I was reading stuff. And I didn't get to bed till about 4 o'clock, so I only got a couple hours of sleep, even more of a reason to not go anywhere. But I'd like today to be a nice recovery day, so we're still going somewhere. Last night I played online on 2 different sites, and combined made a total of $555, so that's good at least. And we'll start our day knowing that we at least recovered that part. See, 555 and 700 is 1255 from 3400. We still have a couple thousand to go. So, we're going to do what we normally do. We're not going to freak out. We're going to get it back gradually. If there's an opportunity to get it back in chunks, then we'll do that too. Whatever we have to do. I'm going to try to keep a good attitude today. Today is Friday, like I said, which means we have our team meeting today, which means I have to pull over and do this meeting, but it's so cold outside, and I'm not going to be able to have the car running because they'll hear it in the background. So even a hybrid will kick on every so many minutes because I have the heat turned on. So I do have that meeting. I do have another meeting which is optional for me, and I will. Actually, it's at the same time, so my team meeting might be canceled due to that, so I'm not sure. So hopefully it's canceled. I can continue on and start making money a little bit earlier today. Other than that, I guess you're all caught up, and I'll come back and update you. All right, guys, I am back and just closing in on my first stop. It is 17 degrees outside, beautiful sunny day, roads are dry, and we are so close. We're about 5 minutes away from our first stop. I was able to make another $82 on the drive, so that was good. Silver is stabilized. As long as it's over 95, I feel like that's a good support level. We should be good. It hit 95.18 and bounced up to 102. Now it's hanging around 100, so I think that's good. Last Thursday, I thought that by today it would reach 100, and it actually went up to 120, and now it's at 100. So it's not like I'm really not that upset about it. I do have until mid-June for my options, so I'm okay with that. I think the new Fed chair may have been announced already. I'm not positive. I think it's going to be the guy that they were looking at. I would have preferred the lady, I think, because she wanted to go back to some kind of precious metal standard. And I thought it would be a good idea to ease into a gold standard again. And it was actually something that she had mentioned too. You know, they do those gold back. It's like it looks like a bill, but it's made out of gold. And I don't really like those too much. The premiums are high on them and all that, but I think it's the right idea that we need to head back to that, in that direction, to gold. And she had the idea of having two different currencies at the same time, and I had actually thought of that myself. Have one be gold-backed dollars and one be just regular dollars, and eventually phase out the regular dollars, and then you have a good strong currency. Now that doesn't help you a lot in trade, because you want your dollar to be weak so that it's cheaper for other countries to buy from you. But we're moving more into a regional type economy where we're trying to take care of our own hemisphere and not patrol the whole world as much, and just defend ourselves and make sure our neighbors are friendly to us. And in that sense, you could even have, like I had mentioned before, Venezuela, maybe some other countries with weak currencies use the dollar, and have the whole Western hemisphere basically be the dollar gold backed, and imagine how strong that would be. So, but anyway, getting close here, just pulling off on the exit, and hopefully we have some better news to report than yesterday, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back and ran into one of these guys that I told you the one day, the two guys, I think they're brothers, were at this casino, and they were really obvious. Ran into one of them and talked to him for a minute, and explained to him about this one machine he was at. He was waiting for it to cash out, and I explained on this particular brand of machine, if you touch the screen while it's cashing you out, it won't count up all your money that you're cashing out. It'll just cash you out. Otherwise, if you have $900 in there, it takes like 45 seconds to cash out. So talked to him for a second, and then I'd already played a little bit of slots at that point, and I was ahead, I believe, 464, and then went to play some blackjack, and found a table I wanted, sat down, bought in for $300, $15 table. After about 5 minutes, there was a break in the action for the 10th time. I looked at my phone just to see what time it was. I figured it'd been like 20 minutes because it was going so slow. It had only been about 5 minutes. So, and then a third player came to the table, and a fourth player, and it was pretty crazy. And it's one of the guys that came to the table bought in for $60. And he's like, "Oh man, it's $15 minimum. Oh man, then I won't have enough for the side bets." Oh, hold on one second. All right, guys, I am back, and things are going pretty awfully right now. Jeez, man, I was in there for about 3.5 hours. Played multiple sessions. First session blackjack, was in there for a short period of time, and did a head, $125. I don't know if I recorded. I think I was starting to record it, and someone came, and then so I let you guys go. But I was ahead 464 on slots, plus 125 on the blackjack, and then played a really long blackjack session with some huge counts that went awfully, and I was down as much as 18,650, somewhere in there, and I ended up leaving down about 8,600 as of right now. Ended up playing, then leaving, then getting more money, and then coming back and playing, and so it's been a long one. There's some audits that need to be done for work, and I'm supposed to have a bunch of stuff in, which I didn't do, so that's pretty bad. So I'll have to work on that this weekend, get it done over the weekend, but feeling pretty awful right now, to say the least. At this point, overall for the day, I'm down, actually, yeah, that makes sense. I'm down like 8,100, 8,200, something like that, minus the online 8,700 maybe today. After my first play, I was down over 18. I talked to some friends of mine that were in the casino. They're the ones that I let you guys go so I could talk to. It's all their fault somehow. But I was talking to them after that and feeling terribly, just absolutely terribly. And we walked up on a play, and they asked me if I wanted to share it with them. I'm like, no, man. I mean, look, it's such a good play. You guys are guaranteed money. All you got to do is push the button 3 times, and you're going to make big money on it. They're like, that's okay, man. It's okay. You know, you're having a rough day. I'm like, okay. I mean, I appreciate it, but 3 spins at $7 a spin, we ended up making like $210. So we made $71 each. Right now, I'm going to go to another place. It's just getting over this. And they're like, yeah, but you're good overall, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good overall, but it doesn't feel good, you know, to leave your family early in the morning, and especially on a day that there's no school today because of the weather, and then leave my family, and I've got someone coming over to tear up part of my kitchen, and I got people helping me, working with me, and I'm out earning money to raise my family and help others as well on top of that. And I'm over here losing money. I'm producing EV, but I'm losing money. And it just feels awful, you know. I mean, what can I do, though? What can I possibly do? I got to play it as I see it. They already had me in the system, so I had to play, and I wasn't going to not play if the count was good, and they already knew who I was. So, and allegedly they didn't do a CTR. They didn't ask me anything because I said, you know, hey, I'm down. How much am I down? And he's like, oh, all I can tell is how much you're down with me, not with other people. So I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of strange. But they never came to me for CTR stuff. So that's like really, really strange in my opinion. I mean, I've never had a CTR here, so it's not like they have all the information already in the system or anything that they wouldn't care, because they don't. I mean, they have my name, my social, but I don't know. So I'm going to go to another place real quick, and then I'm going to come back, and then I think we're going to play some more and see if we can get a lot of this money back. But I'm going to grab some food. I'm going to go to another casino. I'm going to call my friends and meet back up with them, and I'm going to go back and play. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. I don't know where I'm at here and what I've told you so far. Gotten interrupted a bunch of times. and I had to stop the recording, and then I deleted a couple of recordings, and I don't know if I deleted something important, but so if I say something twice, just bear with me. It's been an incredible day. Started off making a little bit of money on blackjack, a little bit of money on slots, um, and then got destroyed on blackjack for over 5 figures. Went and talked to some friends of mine and decided I'm going to take a little break here. And then, so I was down 5 figures. I took a little bit of a break, and I went back and played, and I got a lot of it back, like almost 10,000 of it back, which was, um, it's the same people on the same shift. So I've got chips, I've got cash, everything is okay, but I'm still down about $8,600 or whatever it was, something like that. So decided to, um, so first session was just a crusher. There was nothing I could do. Oh, come on, dude. There was nothing I could do. I was playing the way I was supposed to. I was spreading from 100 to 1,000. There might have been one or two hands I might have gone 11 or 1,200 on, but overall I was doing everything, no cover at all, just hitting it hard, and just got destroyed for 18 and change. Took some time, relaxed a little bit, went back in, and was able to get almost 10 of it back. So it put me down like 86.50 right now. Talked to a couple friends, played a slot together. I think I told you all that. And then I took just a little bit of time to myself just to chill for a minute and not freak out. And everything's under control. Silver took the biggest dive ever. It went down more yesterday and today added together than it was worth in December. Imagine the drop in 2 days was more than it had been worth over the first thousands of years of existing. So it is coming back some now, and I thought I'd be buried on my options, but I still have an okay profit on them. So not the end of the world there. So then I went to a different casino just to have a change of pace. I wasn't going to play any blackjack there or anything, just looking at slots and stuff, but I ended up playing blackjack anyway. And I played for a short time, like 40 minutes or so, and ended the session ahead $504. So that brought me to within like 8,100, 8,000, 7,500, I guess, overall, 7,400 overall. So it's not like the end of the world, but it's not a good thing. So I was going to get food, did not get food, and right now I am heading back to the other casino. My friends are there, and I feel like I can still probably play pretty big, because they know I'm still down, and that's all I can do is try. So if they say you got to leave, then I got to leave, but I want to give it a shot and try to make some of it back, even half of it. I'd be satisfied making half of it back. With a bad day yesterday and a bad day today, if we can trim it down a little bit, would be good. Got someone at my house right now working on removing some of the stuff that's left in the kitchen, and then this weekend we'll do some patching and we'll figure out, then Monday we'll call the Amish and get payment taken care of, and then have them come in and install it on Tuesday. So Tuesday I'm going to be in town because Monday, Tuesday I stay local, and hopefully everything works out really well in the kitchen. We'll have some new motivation, we'll feel good, we'll be able to see nice things in the house and just feel better. I think my mom said that to one of my kids: when you guys have less stuff to look at that needs work done, your parents, meaning me obviously, are going to feel a lot more comfortable. They're going to have, everything's going to be a little bit easier around the house because you're not staring at stuff that's half done. So anyway, let's head back over. Let's see if we can make 1,000. Let's see if we can make 2,000 more, 3,000 more. I don't know. Normally I would say let's make 500, but at this point, when you're down this much, you're going to be swinging for the fences. So let's go swing for the fences and hopefully have things go our way right now. So anyway, that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. Sorry it's been all broken up. I have a million stories in between too, but I don't have time to talk right now. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So I'm still heading back to the other casino, but I just wanted to just give you some idea of some of the things that were happening. As far as getting blackjacks, almost none in all that time that I played. I probably had less than 5, and there were multiple shoes where the dealer had 6 or 7, and those hurt, especially when you're playing high limit. I was spreading from 100 to 1,000, like I said, so it was pretty painful. There were a few times where I went to 2 hands where someone else came to the table and I spread to 2 hands. One guy came to the table for just 2 hands and then he left, and I'm like, what the heck? You know, there was 3 other tables open, and they were all empty. And he comes to my table, he buys in for cash, takes forever, gives them his card, plays 2 hands, and then leaves. Why did you even give him the card if you're only going to be there for a second? So it was that was a little frustrating. But I had split aces to 3 and lost all of those. I hit these side bets again like crazy, different side bets than yesterday, but I was hitting them like crazy. Just if I was betting on those side bets like a quarter of the time, I would have been ahead at least $7,000 or $8,000. I was hitting a lot of big side bets, so that was pretty insane also. But overall, I guess the main theme was up and down, and when I got the high counts, most of the time things went very poorly. I remember at one point I was down about 4,000, and the shoe was pretty crazy. The count got really high, and by the end of the shoe, I was down 12. It's like, that does not normally happen, you know. And then there were a few times where I had built up like from 400 or 500 in my stack to almost 6,000, and then collapsed again. And then there at the end, I had a nice big run. I got up to 5 figures, and I said, I got to walk away from this. I don't want to give it back again. Let's stop and reset, and we can do this again. It's not over. They don't close. So that's what I did, and I cashed out 2,500 at one cashier, and then I went to the poker area and cashed a couple thousand there. So I still have plenty of chips, have plenty of cash, and we have ammo. We're gonna be fine. Silver is recovering. It went from like 121 yesterday down to 73 at one point today. That's just incredible. Right now it's in the mid 80s, and hopefully it climbs a little bit more before the close of the day. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So that was another crazy session. Blackjack, $25 table. Originally bought in for 300 and started climbing and climbing and climbing, counts going up more and more and more, and a couple shoes into it anyway, this happened. So I buy in for another 3 and another 3, another 2 for a double down, and a 3 and 3. I ended in for 2,000 even. I didn't even know how much. I had to count the money in my pocket to see where I was, but I was in for 2,000 and ended up having a crazy couple hands to end the shoe, a $300 and a $600 hand. So I went from 25 to 600 and ended the shoe ahead $25. I was down as much as 1,700 and ended ahead $25. And the dealer is like, oh, thank you, sir. I'm like, okay, thank you, sir. Okay. I said, dude, you know, I'm down for the day. I'm not even up for the day, and you're trying to beg me for money. And it's like, that's really annoying when you know a guy is not doing well for the day, and then you're trying to beg him for his cash, the little cash that he has. So anyway, then I left the table. Then I ended up coming back and saying, you know, I was down, you know, but actually was a quarter ahead. So that was pretty much a waste of time, risking a bunch of money for very little. But we're gonna try to move on here, try to do something else, try to make some more. So one little step at a time. I'll be back. All right. Okay, so real quick, the last hand of that other session that I was talking about, I had 2 7s against a 10, and they were all talking about it because they were suited and all that. And I said, I don't care about any of that. Give me one more 7. Boom, gives me the 7. Well, that was a really nice win. But anyway, it's one of those things that it's like so rare to actually see it happen. You'd think with all the hands that we play that you'd see it all the time, but you really don't. 7-7-7 is a hard hand to hit on blackjack. Now I get 8-8-8 a lot for some stupid reason, but anyway, I had another session, played for another half hour, 35 minutes or so, and ended up posting a win of 1,008. So another 1,008, still down a lot, but hey, you know, we're moving in the right direction at least. So let's keep trying. I'm gonna try a little more here. I gotta leave soon. Got all kinds of stuff to do at home, and want to see the family tonight. So got to get a lot of stuff done this weekend, and I just don't want to be just sitting around here gambling when, you know, family's waiting for me. So let's see if we can get 1 or 2 more sessions in and get out of here. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I was not able to get any more sessions in that place. But I do have to say, at one point in that session, I was down so much, like 18 plus K. I was down everything I made the entire year, and actually down for the year. So that was pretty severe. Ended up making another $1,008. I don't know if I already said that or not, but plus $1,008 more dollars, and I never did go get that food. So let's go get some food and figure out where we're at, and we'll go from there. But man, I mean, from the bottom to where I am right now, I came back about $12,000. So I mean, it's terrible what happened, but considering, I mean, I think overall definitely came back a long way. So I'll have some more thoughts, but right now I just got to relax a little bit, do a little drive here, get some food, and I'll come back. All right, guys, things are a little bit calmer now. Been in the car for a few hours, dark outside, heading toward home. And I was just thinking back, especially to those last couple sessions and how things went, man. And I went such stretches, long stretches, where I didn't win a single hand. 7, 8, 10, 11 hands in a row. Then a push. Then another 5 or 6 hands in a row. There was a stretch where the dealer got 3 blackjacks and 4 hands. There's so many bad things that could happen. There were a few times where I went to 2 hands. I was losing at 1 hand, the count went up. I spread to 2 hands, and I lose both hands. Or I push 1 and lose 1. And it just kept on going and going and going and going. And then on the run-up, when I had the big comeback, I mean, obviously not big enough. We still ended up way down for the day. But when we had that big comeback, it was just, I was all in toward the end of the shoe. And there was probably 3 or 4 shoes were right at the end of the shoe. It was a massive count. And so that's when, instead of going to 1,000, I had like 11, 12 in front of me. I go all in, like, you know, you're giving up, this is it, it's got to work. And one time I remember getting pocket or not pocket, two eights, pocket eights, getting two eights against a 10, and those are like, what do? You know it's a high count. You know you're kind of screwed. So other times, there was another stretch there where I had three hands at the end of the shoe where the dealer had an ace up, and it was a massive count, and I insured two of them. One was like an 18 and one was like a soft 16, and the pit boss is standing right next to me, like a foot away from me, and I insured them. And the first two, the dealer had a blackjack. The third one, they didn't have a blackjack. And it was just such massive swings. So, and you know, it's just like between that and the massive swings that happened in silver, it was like a $70,000 swing in silver in a couple of days. So it's just absolutely huge. So the news seems to be that the person that was announced as the candidate for Fed chairman in 2011 talked about how he didn't like quantitative easing, which you guys know that's injecting more money into the economy, more liquidity, lower bond rates, lower mortgage rates, more availability of money, all that kind of stuff. He didn't like that because it weakened the dollar. He thought it was overdone. What is this? The whole area here is snow and ice all of a sudden on the ground. He thought that it was overdone and unnecessary, and he even thinks at this point that any interest rates over 4%, though, this is like a turnaround. Before he was saying we don't need too much easing, and now he's saying any interest rate over 4% is too high, and it's unnecessary. So it's like, which way is it? First you were saying it's not necessary to put so much money in. Now you're saying we need to put more money in, and the people were confused by it. They were looking for the other person, whatever her name was, to be in there. She was going to give stability. It was obvious she was going to do liquidity temporarily. It was going to drive the price of gold and silver up. They were going to become, the pillars of our economy again, and that didn't happen. So right now what happened was a lot of these bigger entities, the bigger companies, banks, brokerage houses, those things sold. And the reason that they sold is because of the uncertainty. They don't know which way he's going to go, so they're going to be on the sidelines until then. And when you have a big sell like that, it causes other sells to happen. It triggers other sells and other sells and other sells. And so that's what happened. I feel like everything's going to be okay. I was a little upset. I was down about 15 grand, and I look at the phone and I see silver is like in the tank, and I'm like, great. I actually lost 5 times more or 4 times more in my options than I was losing at the table, which was already horrendous. It was just a bad time. And I talked to my friends, and I'm like, man, it's an emotional thing, because it's like everything hit all at the same time, and you felt so helpless when that happened, So today really didn't have a lot to eat. Beef jerky, some vegetables, electrolytes, protein shakes, stuff like that. So we're going to head home and get some food. It'll be around 9 o'clock by the time we get home. And what did you tip today, MW? Well, interestingly, with all that going on, all those ups and downs, 100,000 in swings, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, I tipped $0. And one of the dealers, and it's funny enough because it's the dealer at the table that I only made $25 on, the one that you would think would be asking me for money the least. He was like, oh, thank you very much. And I'm like, yeah, right. And I eventually went back to him actually and talked to him and said, hey man, I didn't even make any money. Oh, I know, thank you. Whatever. So $0. So do you feel like that guy deserves for me to tip him a quarter? Should I give him $25 when he acts like a piece of you-know-what when I don't give it to him? So he's basically saying, I'm pulling for you because you're going to give me money, and if you don't, then I'm going to badmouth you in front of the other people, and I'm going to act like you're a bad person. Is that the kind of person I want to give my money to? Is that the kind of person I want to give my kids money to? You tell me. Do you think he has the power to do that much to me, that I'm that afraid of him when I pretty much broke even at that table? Not concerned about it. And what did you learn today, MW? I guess I learned that when I have a feeling about something, I should do it. Silver 2 days ago hit 121. It dropped, came back up, and I considered selling some of it. I got back to the car. It was like 4:01 p.m. and I was going to sell like 20% of it, and just to see what would happen, and then I could re-enter if it went down. And it was 4:01, and the futures market, not the futures market, the options market closes at 4, so I couldn't get it in. And then this morning it was much lower, and now it's much lower. So overall, the swing was almost 40% from the high to the low. So very brutal, but big downswing should be a bigger upswing too. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, went through a little patch of road there where it was completely snowed in. I don't know what happened. And now over here it seems like there's very little snow, so I don't know. But the weather is okay. It is definitely cold outside. I believe tomorrow is going to be the last, or maybe it was today, it was going to be the last real cold day. Let me see. Tomorrow, yeah, from here on it's going to be at least 8 degrees for the low, or better. So for the foreseeable future until I go to Vegas. So, and highs are going to be in the 20s and teens for the next couple weeks. So I mean, it's bad, but it's not that bad. We'll live with it, and I'm really looking forward to the trip to Vegas. Hopefully we can have a good result there. But for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.